Hello, hello. Hi, Bunny. Hello, everyone. A lot of familiar faces from Greece and Serbia, and we have guests from Salt Lake City, Utah. Before I pull up a presentation, my name is Malisha, founder of Streamflow. I want to ask you how many of you have had a situation where you got a token, were very bullish on it, believed in it, and then sold it prematurely. Sold it and because of some emotional decision and reaction. Yeah, a lot of us. I think all of us in our crypto careers. Can we pull it up? This is like one of the reasons why we built Streamflow with a very simple purpose in mind, and that's to have programmatic, on-chain, verifiable ways to prevent these emotional decisions and prevent some human errors when it comes to token locking and distribution. So on one side, for projects, protocols, token issuers, you can call them, we have a suite of products that just helps with making sure that all of this is safe, that all of the tokens are safe and they're distributed accordingly when the time is right. So Streamflow is a comprehensive platform that aligns stakeholder incentives throughout token lifecycle. So what does that actually mean? It means that we have products and tools to help with token creation, with token locks, with unlock schedules, like programmable vesting schedules for team members, advisors, investors, all the stakeholders. Also help other projects with like massive airdrop distributions, including vested or unlocking airdrops. Bonk would be one example for that. If you remember last year, I believe this time last year was when Bonk started hitting up and unlocking to a lot of people. And also, because all of this is on chain and all of this is verifiable, Streamflow also offers a lot of tools to just see and verify what's actually happening without trusting someone. If tokens are locked and how much supply is there, in which wallet, in which account, etc. And some other goodies, but that's the main thing for the token issuer. So if you're launching the token or plan to launch the token, we can definitely help, and we have seen a lot of things in this area. But then interestingly, there's also a very peculiar use case for Streamflow for individual traders, like all of us, I would imagine, in our free time, where Streamflow is essentially enforcing diamond hands on you to avoid the situation that, the question that I asked, and like 2/3 of the room said, yes, it happened to me. I fumbled. I paper-handed. If I am, free enough to say, I cheated. And like this is one of many. Many examples where individuals just find something they believe in, and then are like, I cannot leave it to chance. I cannot leave it to market swings. I cannot leave it to emotional selling and paper handing, and then use Streamflow for that. And some of the goodies is there a yes, some of the goodies that we are adding here are that you can actually earn rewards by not selling your token if there is a reward pool for that particular token. We call it token staking pools, which usually, most of the time, is the token issuers deposit there, and the tokens can come either from whales, or can come from supply, or can come from some sources of revenue. But there can be a reward staking pool for you if you lock and just hold and earn rewards in that token. And also, this is still in private beta, and we are using it for Stream token as like the first use case. But apart from just time-based unlock, unlock at certain period, like at certain point or progressively throughout the week, day, month, the feature that's coming very, very soon, going to be live for everyone, is that tokens can be unlocked based on the price. So generally speaking, it can be generalized to be any on-chain metric, on-chain KPI, as long as there is like an oracle source of information for it on-chain. But the most obvious use case is like unlock based on price. So depending on the price, there's some math going on. If it's going to unlock 0%, 50%, 100%, all of that configurable. And all of that is on-chain as well. So again, verifiable. And this is like, I see a lot of familiar faces, but for some of you who are getting familiar with Streamflow for the first time, it's not an idea. This already exists. It's already been live on Solana and thriving for more than 3 years now. And right now, this protocol escrows or holds 1.4 billion, that's billion with the B, dollars worth of tokens, over 800 million processed with 1.2 million users. And it's been battle tested multiple times, so you can trust it because security is the first thing. And you can verify it at the end of the day because security is the most important thing for us. And what is next for Streamflow? I've been, like, I believe as many of us recently been watching a lot of Trump-related content and speeches. And the guy is really good at keeping things super simple. So I just want to say 2 simple things that are coming. They're like obviously more in the pipeline and roadmap, but 2 simple and important thing is an option for every individual trader and also token issuers to compete for piece of Stream token rewards by simply not selling. Think of it as a diamond hand leaderboard, and an option to actually trade these locked tokens without affecting the price on the market. So like OTC trades of these locked allocations. And that was a short and sweet presentation. I purposefully made it this way and wanted to open the floor for questions, but that's it, yeah.
Thank you for the short and simple Trump-style presentation.
May I know your name, please?
I'm Dean.
Dean?
Dean Machine is my
Okay.
last name.
Thank you.
For the way protocols pay Streamflow, is it that a portion of the Stream tokens is kept as a fee?
Since like Stream token is fairly young, so these mechanics of implementing Stream token as the payment system in the underlying protocol are not implemented yet. So the existing business model of the protocol is that we take a portion of the fee in that token that's being vested or released, following exact same schedule as whatever it is, like the same unlock schedule. So if recipient is getting their tokens every week, that Streamflow is getting a portion of the fee every week. And that portion is like 500 times smaller than the amount that's being unlocked. So like if, some people are concerned about Streamflow eventually selling these tokens and dumping the price, but the reality at hand is like, at the same time, the recipient, the actual beneficiary of the token lock or vesting contract gets more than 500 times tokens unlocked. So maybe that should be, people should be worried about.
Okay, so, and you mentioned now that you're changing this, that you're gonna, now that you have the Stream token, is the idea that protocols will pay in Stream token?
It's not finalized yet, so I cannot like there is no final conclusion on this. So anything I would say now might change in the future. But it is idea that stream token is like integrated throughout the protocol.
Thank you.
Questions, comments, feedback, thoughts on anything non-related to this. Trump token.
No, I love that. You know, right now the new meme token operating manual is you start on pump.fun and then you lock up on Streamflow. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, I think as well. I think like it's a bull cycle, and you see animal spirits coming out of people everywhere. You know, and you see the worst of it. And like for every 100x trade that you see on Twitter, like for every big number you see, there are like 10x or 100x more who just failed and lost money. But this is not something people post on Twitter. It's like 1 out of 10 startups succeed, meaning that 9 out of 10 fail, and you don't get to see and read and hear about them. But that doesn't mean that they're not there. So the idea with this is like, if you are bad at trading, but you have some conviction on something, just prevent yourself. Just slap yourself on the wrist if you're an individual. And if like on the flip side, if you were early in some of the tokens, you can see like a massive benefits if time went by. Like if you were early on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, all of the top big tokens, but also some of the tokens that have been there for a couple of years, right? So if you build a conviction and like don't just act super emotional on something, like do a research and build a conviction, then might be smarter. This is not a financial advice, of course, but might be smarter to just leave it there. Some of the people that I know that are doing biggest trades I've seen are just spot and chill people. They just do the analysis and figure out when is the good time to buy low, and then a few years down the line figure out when is the good time to sell high, and that's it. Yeah, that's I think if there are no more questions,
I have one more. I'm sorry.
No, all good.
I could talk to you forever. So, you recently had a campaign called Lock Wars.
Yes.
I would love to, is there something you learned from it? Are you guys going to do any other Lock Wars? I think it was a great campaign.
Thank you. Yeah, this is like what I meant by compete, by diamond handing and not selling to earn rewards. Lock Wars is an angle where we gamify this, like where we give you additional reason to compete and to rally other people from the community, other believers in that token, to lock together and just climb the leaderboard and eventually hopefully prosper from it. So it's another incentive alignment mechanism made for people to involve and include others into it. Because like when you look at Bitcoin maximalists, like it's only Bitcoin, just hold, don't sell. And then, as more and more people get into this, it became a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like, imagine that every Bitcoin believer just sold early. So that's what, like, this spirit of like in game theory, if you remember, the best thing is for everyone to buy and stake, buy and hold, and then we're trying to push that narrative and like make people aware how they can win eventually if others are on board with this. So definitely, that's a learning. Our Twitter account for Lockwars was like too degenerate, if I can say, like very close to the audience and just wild, and got banned after like 2 weeks. But it was like a purposeful play. We just put it out there to see what happens. We're like, if nothing happens out of it, fine. We might learn something. But in like less than a month, we got $33 million worth of tokens locked just in that campaign. Just like from that effort, like taking Streamflow aside completely. So that's why we are iterating on it and making it something that will not get banned in 2 weeks.
We have one more question here.
Yes.
Thank you for the presentation and
Who's
great
asking
product.
the question? I can't see.
Here.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Julien.
Julia.
The question was, is there a way, or will there be a way to have complex workflows using streams? For example, someone starting to claim their stream unlocks the stream of other people and stuff like that.
Can you just one more time explain me the example that you provided?
The example would be, for example, I want I have some vesting tokens that do not have a clear cliff, for example, set, so I trust the person to not sell. But if they do, then some other actors, for example, other shareholders, will be able to claim their token as well. Or does it make sense too?
I think I'm getting to what you're saying, and it's an idea, right? And I think it's a very interesting idea. What we have learned is that we have to ruthlessly prioritize these ideas, and like here you put it on put the idea on the idea board, to put it that way, and then figure out if there is more demand for it. If this is something that's like very niche and like cool, use case and showcase, or there's actually something sustainable there that can help us grow the business protocol and adoption. Because we initially, like Streamflow, as the name suggests, started as pushing the stream payments as a primitive that blockchain enabled, like having real-time payments. I mean, before Solana, it wasn't really, due to the high fees, it wasn't really possible. But like when Streamflow started back in 2021, you can literally send microtransactions through the protocol and have it, be efficient. Something that was not possible through like traditional finance rails, to just have, payments that streams toward other people. Eventually, we figured out, cool, this is a nice primitive. It's a nice use case for blockchain, and just that we can show off with it. But there's no real demand for it. Like there's no product market fit for streams as per se. So we kind of repackaged it into a product that people need and want. Like the token issuers and projects just want to use token unlocks on chain, programmatic, verifiable. Yeah. So we go. And honestly, like getting a little bit philosophical here, but Streamflow went multi-chain, and then after going to a couple of ETH conferences, we decided to just cut it and go back, to Solana and like non-EVM chains, because like on Solana there's this culture of being very pragmatic and just very driven to make something that makes sense and that people will use and that can be a viable, sustainable business and a big business in future, and not showcasing something, the power of blockchain just for the power of blockchain. That's a bit longer answer to your question, but
thank you.
There's no other questions. Thank you, Militia.
If you're going to ask me why I was late.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. It's an OTC question.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.